There are 6 things you need to start a business. And if you don't have any of the important ones on this list, you're going to be causing yourself untold and unnecessary mental and financial distress. If you didn't know, the mortality rate of new businesses is very high. Almost 50% of new businesses will not make it to their first birthday, to their first anniversary. So you need to take what I'm about to say very seriously. Now, capital is on this list. Money is on this list. But the unfortunate thing is that capital is at the bottom of the list, because all the other things from number 1 to number 5 are, in my opinion and experience, far more important than capital. In fact, if you have number 1 to number 5, you may not need capital to start that business. Why is this important? I teach a very important system to entrepreneurs and business owners that I support, which is a business activation system. These are 4 important milestones a business must hit to be successful. The first milestone is to start that business. The second milestone is to sell. The third milestone is to stabilize the business. And the fourth milestone is to scale the business. If you miss any of these milestones, if you rush any of these milestones, you're likely going to be looking for trouble. Now, on today's video, I want to focus on the first milestone, which is to start a business. What exactly do you need to start a business? You need 6 things. And in today's video, I'm going to be talking about number 1 on that list. And it is the most common culprit for people who I call dreamers who want to start a business, which is that they have a business idea. I have this fantastic business idea. I have this $1 million business idea. I have this unique business idea. So there are business ideas all over the place, from the simple to the scary, right? People have all sorts of business ideas. But what I'm about to tell you will change how you look at business ideas, because while a business idea is important, it is not really what you need. A business idea is not what builds a business. You heard me correctly. A business idea is not what builds a business. What builds a business, what serves as the foundation of a business, is a market opportunity. And what is the difference between a business idea and a market opportunity? A business idea is your opinion. A business idea is your assumption. A business idea is your plan to force something on the market. A business idea is your idea, right? So it is personal. A business idea is personal. A market opportunity is based on facts. It's a reality. It's a gap in the market. A market opportunity is a gap in the market. It is something the market is telling you. So there are 2 big differences here. There's a difference between I have a business idea of a business I want to start, which is more like you trying to force yourself on the market because it's your idea, you want to start it, versus I have spotted a market opportunity I want to take advantage of. Who do you think is more likely going to succeed? The person. It is the market opportunity that builds a business. Without a market opportunity, your business idea is useless. So as somebody who works with entrepreneurs, one of the first questions I ask when somebody tells me they have a business idea is, what market opportunity does this business idea fit into? A business idea must match a market opportunity. If not, you are wasting your time. If you have a business idea for idea's sake, it is an opinion that can be wrong. It is an assumption that may be invalid. So it is in your best interest, if you have a business idea, until you can match it with an opportunity in the market, with a gap in the market, you are going to be causing yourself trouble. Because it's very likely that if you found a business on the basis of a business idea alone, the chances of that business dying is very high if your business is built on a business idea alone. But if your business idea is founded on a market opportunity, all of a sudden, your chances of success are significantly improved, because you are reacting to something the market is telling you. You're not forcing your opinion on the market. These are 2 very separate things. An idea is an opinion. You cannot force your idea on the market. If the market doesn't want something, which is a gap, if the market doesn't want something, you cannot force the market to take your product or buy your product. Is it now surprising that some people start businesses on the basis of an idea? They get money, they raise money, they quit their job, they sell property because they have this fantastic business idea. They start the business on the basis of the business idea, and all of a sudden, nobody's buying. Do you know why nobody's buying? Who asked you? Who asked you for that product? Who asked you for the service that you're providing? But if there was a market opportunity, it would be clear that people are pining for something. People are asking for something. People are complaining about something. People are frustrated about something. People need something, but it's not available. And then you go and you supply what people are asking for. So if you start a business on the basis of a market opportunity, the chances that you will start selling the day you open is significantly higher than when you think or assume that this product will sell, because it is technologically advanced, because you are very creative and innovative. Nobody cares about an innovative product, a unique product, if they don't need it. If I don't need a product, I don't care how advanced it is, how innovative it is, how creative it is. If I don't need it, I'm not going to buy it. I'm not going to pay for it. So there are many startups, there are many new businesses that are languishing because they created a product on the basis of an idea, on the basis of an assumption that had no roots, that had no alignment with a market opportunity. So hear this and hear it well. Before you start any business, a cardinal question is, what is the opportunity? What is the market opportunity? What is the gap that this my business idea aligns with? Any business idea that is an orphan is likely going to fail. The mother of a business idea is a market opportunity. But if a business idea exists on its own, it is an orphan and it is likely going to fail. Any business that works is built on solid foundations. And that foundation is what? A market opportunity, a clear market opportunity that is screaming for intervention. I hope I've made that very clear. So the next natural question is, but how do you find market opportunities? How do you find market opportunities? I'm going to give you 2 tips today. There are 2 forces that define any market. There's demand, there's supply. There are buyers, there are sellers. There are consumers, there are suppliers. These are the 2 forces that determine any market. Whether that market is the US market, the Nigerian market, the Lagos market, the island market. Every market is ruled by 2 great forces. The forces of buy and sell, the forces of demand and supply. Whenever you spot that you have more demand than supply, that is a gap. It means that the market is imbalanced. Normally, as they will call it, a perfect market, if demand matches supply, it means there's no room for you in that market. It's like you want to go into telecoms, for example, until you can spot a gap. And I'll talk a bit about this, because even in very competitive markets, even in very saturated markets, you can still find the gap. And I'll give you examples in this video, right? But the key test is the moment you find that in any market, any area, and by markets, I mean anywhere you have concentrations of people who need something, concentrations of humans, of companies, of business, even the government is a buyer. Anytime you spot an imbalance in demand and supply, somebody needs something, somebody wants something, a group of people need something, a group of people want something, a type of industry wants something, a type of industry needs something, and that thing is not either available or you don't have enough suppliers. That is a gap. That is clearly a gap that you can take advantage of. And another sign of an imbalance between demand and supply is when the people who buy a product or a service are complaining about something, are frustrated about something, are pained about something, feel that the cost of what they're buying is too expensive compared to the value they are getting. That is a gap in the market. One example I will give you is that when you look at the banking industry in Nigeria, you will feel it's very saturated, right? But just in the last 10 years, 2 interesting types of players have come in. Of course, from the fintech, you're looking at OPay and you're looking at MoneyPoint. How is it that just 5 years ago, only banks had POS machines across the country? Only banks. And within the last 5 years, an unknown microfinance bank, a fintech, has overtaken the entire POS market. What do you think happened? MoneyPoint spotted a gap in a saturated market. We have over 20 banks in Nigeria. It's a very saturated market, a very regulated market. But something was going on. POS machines were not serving the needs of people. Particularly, you withdraw or you try to withdraw, and they tell you it's not available. You send a transfer and then and sell a good, only to find out that the transfer that you sent didn't come in, right? You look at the MoneyPoint machines, for example. You can transfer to the machine. You can instantly check which banks have good network or bad network, so that you don't end up doing transfers or making transactions that will fail. All of this is happening in an industry that is saturated. Why? People were complaining about these things. I transfer money, it didn't get there. Somebody has bought a product, I'm waiting for alerts, I'm not getting alerts. Even though we had over 20 banks in Nigeria, big banks making billions of naira in quarterly profits, still there were complaints going on. That was the gap that Money Point and OP have gone in. They play for speed. That is what they are competing on. They are competing on the basis of speed. It's no surprise that the biggest customers for OP, for example, are the Gen Z. Many Gen Zs don't have a bank account. They don't see the reason to walk into a physical establishment, stand on a line just to get your issues resolved. Many of them bank through these fintech apps. So that's an example that even in a saturated market, you can still find gaps. If people are complaining about something, if people are frustrated about something, that is your sign that there is a gap in this market and you need intervention. The second way to spot market opportunities is change. Whenever you see change happen, and I'm going to talk to you about a couple types of changes that you should look out for. Whenever there is a change, it creates opportunity. One of those types of changes will be political change. So sometimes maybe there's a new government will come in with their new policies and things like that. Sometimes these changes are seen as negative, but don't forget that for anything somebody is losing from, somebody is gaining from it. One of my biggest clients who is in the Gambia, I would even say that the biggest signal for his business was when the former dictator was pushed out of power and then democracy was restored to the Gambia. That was what gave the green light for that business, because all of a sudden his business idea that he had became possible because all of a sudden the market opportunity opened. The new government was open to entrepreneurs and the private sector thriving in the country. So political change can create opportunities, right? Economic change too can create opportunities. In Nigeria right now, the devaluation of the local naira, inflation rates, those are issues, right? That is change. This is change that has now made imported products prohibitively expensive. What does that do for local producers? So if you're a local producer right now, you're beginning to see an uptick in demand, right? One other interesting area is what the inflation has done to the cost of diesel. All of a sudden, all my clients that are into alternative energy, solar, business has never been better. Why? Because there is an economic change. So wherever you see change, technological change, we're now in the middle of AI. AI is a big change that will create a lot of gaps in the market that those people who are watching can take advantage of. Right now, there are all kinds of AI. You want to make presentations, there's an AI for that. You work in the legal industry. You need like focus tips on that. So you're now starting to see specialized AIs because of that one big change, that mega change called technology. So wherever you see change happening, it disrupts the market and creates a gap. And then new businesses are able to come in and thrive, right? When we left the horse and buggy and we got into automobiles, it created a gap in the market. Now there's a transition going on into electric cars. It is going to create a gap. Even though there will be losers, there will also be winners. So if my message is this: if you are looking for a business to start, it is fine and okay to have business ideas. Just make sure the condition for a business idea to thrive is that it locks into a market opportunity. Without a market opportunity, that business idea will likely be barren and it will not bear fruit if you try to start that business. So in my next couple of videos, I'll be talking about the other things you need to start a business. Don't forget, I said there are 6 things you need to start a business. Capital is one of them, but capital is at number 6. Why? The 5 items before number 6 are actually far more important than capital. And by my reckoning, by my experience, if you have those 5, you may not need the capital to start a business. For today, I've just talked about business ideas and opportunities. They are not the same thing. A business idea is not the same thing as a market opportunity. An idea is not the same thing as an opportunity. They lock into themselves. A market opportunity exists. It is the mother of all successful businesses. All successful businesses are built on the back of market opportunities. A business idea is personal, is an opinion, is an assumption, and it must lock into a market opportunity. If it doesn't lock into a market opportunity, your business may end up being one of those casualties. When they say up to 70% of businesses die before they are 2 years old, you may end up as that